Hello friends, in this video I will show you how to use an Excel calculator which I have created for calculating income tax for the financial year 2023-24. This Excel calculator contains 3 sheets. In the first sheet, enter your personal detail. In the second sheet, enter your salary and exemptions details. In the third sheet, your income tax is automatically calculated. Make necessary changes and you are done. Now let's see how to use this calculator with an example. So let's get started.
Hello, there are 4 sheets in this Excel calculator. Personal details sheet, data sheet, income tax calculation sheet and database sheet. Before proceeding for calculation, I will suggest you to enter all your employees' details in this database sheet so that you don't have to search for their personal detail again and again, which are required for their calculation. Now after entering all the details in the database sheet, go to personal details sheet and you can enter only the employee number. Suppose if the employee number is 123456, then you have to enter it in the employee number cell in personal details sheet, and when you will enter, then you will see that all the details like name, rank, PAN number and all other details are auto-generated below. Now from the drop-down menu, you can select which type of employee, like GPF or NPS employee. If he is a GPF employee, you can select GPF employee. If he is a NPS employee, you can select NPS employee. The result of this selection will be reflected in the income tax calculation sheet. If GPF employee, then this column will be activated. If he is an NPS employee, you will select NPS from the drop-down menu. The GMC contributions and I contributions column will be activated. So accordingly, you can select type of employee from this drop-down menu, GPF or NPS employee. Now, after entering the personal details, you can go ahead and fill in the data sheet for the said employee which you have selected. Suppose his pay is 18,000 in the month of March, you can enter 18,000. If he has increment in July, then enter his detail in July, or if his increment date is January, enter the detail in January. Suppose in this case, the date of increment of this employee is in July, so I will enter his increment in July, that is 18,500. And if he has his increment in July, so we don't have to give him increment in January, so the amount will be same in the month of January. If he is getting any HRA, then you can enter the HRA percentage. Suppose he is drawing 18%. You can enter 18%, then you can enter the TA. Suppose he is getting 1800 TA, you can enter 1800. If he is getting old HRA, you can enter old HRA. Then, you can enter miscellaneous. If he is getting any arrear of pay fixation, leave encashment, bonus etc. In our case, suppose he is getting 6908, you can enter the bonus. If he is getting tuition fees and other reimbursement, then you can enter tuition fees. So accordingly, you can fill up all this detail. The main thing which I want to show you in about HRA. If he is getting HRA, then suppose he wants to take rebate for that HRA. Then there are 2 forms of HRA in this sheet which can be calculated. The first is new HRA and the second is old HRA. Suppose he is getting HRA and he is paying a rent of rupees 8,000 per month, then you just have to enter rupees 8,000 per month in this cell and select from this drop-down menu, yes, if he is willing to take the HRA rebate. After that, you can directly move ahead. You can fill up all this detail based on your requirement. But I am just giving an example of how you can fill up this data according to your wish. Now, after filling all this detail as per the employee record, you can move ahead to the third part, that is income tax calculation. In this sheet, now you can see that all the details are fill up automatically in this sheet for the said employee. As we have selected here NPS employee, so that's why the GMC and I contribution is activated. If suppose we would have selected here GPF employee, then we will see that there is no GMC or I contribution in this sheet. If you want to make it for GPF employee and he has a GPF contribution, suppose he he is contributing rupees 6,000 per month. Then you will see in the income tax calculation sheet that the GPF of the said employee is rupees 6,000 per month. Accordingly, his all details are filled up and the tax is calculated in two forms, in old tax slab and new tax slab. You can find that the calculation is automatically done and the HRA calculation which was entered in the data sheet is being given to the said employee in this section. Accordingly, if he is getting something called CGHS or anything, then it can be entered in CGHS details here. Suppose if he is contributing to rupees 250 per month, then his CGHS calculation will be reflected in this section and the deductions will automatically get here. You can enter all the details of the employee which are required for the said employee in the data sheet and the same will be reflected in this income tax calculation sheet. So you can see that all the calculations are done here automatically in this sheet. However, if you want to change any details in this sheet manually, you can edit it in this sheet and you can change according to your requirement. After doing all the necessary calculations, your tax will be calculated in both the slab, the old tax slab and new tax slabs in the same sheet. And the same will be reflected in this box. As we see that this employee is not coming under any taxation in this calculation. Just to show how this Excel sheet works, I will change the basic pay of this employee and we will see what changes are reflected. So let's go in the data sheet and change the salary of this employee. Rupees 30,000 and rupees .35,000 he is getting in July. As soon as I will do all the changes in this sheet, the same is reflected in the income tax calculation sheet. And you will see now the said employee has come under income tax slab and he is coming under taxation. According to this calculation, the said employee is coming under new taxation slab and the same is reflected in this area that the individual wish to opt for new tax slab. For this financial year, this Excel sheet is totally editable. Suppose if I want to change the GPF contribution of this employee rupees 8,000, I can easily change this to rupees 8,000 in this month if he has made any changes. And suppose he is not getting a salary for a said month, you can also delete it manually from this sheet and the same will be reflected in this sheet accordingly. And if suppose you are deducting TDS of the said employee from any month, you can enter the deduction of that detail in this column and the same will be reflected here. Down here the total TDS deducted is reflected here. So you can see that this income tax calculation calculator is fully editable and can calculate both the tax slabs in one Excel sheet so you don't have to calculate manually. You can download this Excel income tax calculator from the description section or from my website www.inonplace.in. If you have any query or any doubts, you can easily contact me in the comment section of this YouTube video. Thank you very much for watching. See you in next video. Thanks for watching. See you in next video. And please don't forget subscribing my channel for new updates.